All right, welcome on in, everyone. PSV rebuild continuing our career mode in 2027. I was thinking about what I wanted to do for today's live stream, and I don't know. The PSV concept has just been really fun for me. I think it's fitting considering that the Netherlands will be matching up against Argentina tomorrow in the World Cup. Jaden, I'm doing well. Happy to be back with another live stream. Hoping to do these about weekly. Along with like the shorts, the videos, all that sort of stuff. Welcome on in, everyone. Kaza in the chat. Shurya, Nicholas, appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, I would say that the PSV video has been one of the most well received recently, so why not continue it with the live stream? We've got some great storylines in this save. Maybe we'll return some former players. I think we can be on the look for some regens as well. Of course, being 6 seasons into the career mode, a lot of the older players will have already retired. It's also going to open up the options of, I don't know, maybe signing a Virgil van Dijk or a Kevin De Bruyne. And, you know, those high-rated players that are, you know, around the 29, 30-year-old range, we can bring them back to the Eredivisie. What's going on, Patrick, Will, Shurya, Jaden? Good to see y'all here. Endrick to Real Madrid, let's go. We'll see. A lot of news unfolding around young players. I think I just made the short on Rooney Bardakji, just got added to career mode. A lot of big clubs are linked to him. And then, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I think, until, what is it, 2024 before Endrick moves to Madrid on a permanent basis. So we're not going to see him in career mode for quite some time. Probably like 2 games from now. I think you should sell Xavi or Vela. I think we're going to keep Xavi because he's on the thumbnail. Plus, I want to see if we can get him to an even higher rating. I think even if we make him a winger, he would technically be higher rated. You know, he's got the 99 pace, good passing, good dribbling. We can actually check it here. So he's a +2 at cam and a -1 at winger. I'm a bit surprised by that. I'm wondering what's letting him down, but regardless, we'll maybe think about that. But Vega, yeah, he could leave. He's 29 years old. He's in his prime. We've got a couple of other promising players, like Andrade, one of our youth academy players from Brazil, and then a couple of good players on the bench. So, yeah, things to consider, guys. But yeah, I think Vela will be the big player to depart. Maybe a replacement for Depay at striker. He's potentially got one more good year left in him. Other than that, maybe Joey Vermaelen to leave. Some of the center back we haven't really changed in the videos, so I kind of feel like getting a new defensive line. Yeah, that's kind of where my thought process is, guys. We'll let some more people roll on in before we really get into the transfers, though. Declan, what's going on? M2G squad, what's your opinion on Spain versus Morocco? I mean, Spain has kind of been playing their game all tournament. They try to keep possession, and if it goes to penalties, you never know what's going to happen. Bunu with some huge saves. I really am happy to see Morocco making it to the quarterfinals. Heard some of the commentators saying they're kind of representing both Africa and I guess the Arab world as well. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to see them making it to the stage, of course, with Qatar not winning a match in the group stage. So yeah, it's good to see like some different nations in the latter stages. They're really like the last underdog, I would say, at this point. Should check Belgium and Dutch regens in big teams. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to consider. So where do you guys think we should start? First, for beginners, I've transfer shortlisted 4 players that we let leave at some point in the save. Cody Hawkbo up to a 90 rating at Chelsea. I don't think a return is on the cards quite yet. We are Champions League winners, but I mean, he's kind of thriving over at Chelsea. And it's good to see him in the Premier League. Sangari at a 86 overall at Spurs. Madueke also at Spurs at an 88 overall. Simon, on the other hand, does have his contract expiring. So, I mean, maybe bringing him back? I don't know. I feel like a move to another European side would be the most realistic. Is there any good players on the loan list? Yeah, we can check it. We can check things out. I think we'll probably start the stream by seeing what offers come in for Vega. Maybe looking for some regens, free agents, things like that. So we'll see how many players are on the loan list to begin with. Not that many, to be honest. Charlie Webster, I guess a somewhat high-profile player at Chelsea, loan listed. This Brazilian striker doesn't look too bad. Yeah, no one too amazing. This guy doesn't look bad either. Oh, Webster has a real face. That's interesting. I mean, you've seen a lot of English players move to the Eredivisie, so you know, someone I'll consider. But yeah, let's look for some like high-profile older players and regens to begin with, guys. Any plans to do another Road to Glory career mode? After Crystal Palace, I'm not too sure. I do think like the single videos fit my style of content better, so no plans for a career mode anytime soon. But yeah, I've got a lot of ideas already shortlisted in my Google Doc. I am currently in the works of another rebuild with a real manager in FIFA 23. Any guesses, guys? It's going to be a rebuild with a real manager. Do I spoil it by saying I'm moving clubs as well? So I'm like having to manage a different club. Any ideas? If Luke de Jong retired, you can sign his regen. Yeah, let's take a look at any free agents to begin with, and then we can look for regens as well. So top nationalities for PSV, I would think the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium would be the top ones to look for. Team is in the top 5 leagues, yes. Yes, they are. Oh, Calvin Stang's here. 28 years old. Has his potential dropped off a bit? I haven't, ever since he moved to Liga 1, I haven't really heard from him as much. But when he was at AZ, he was I would consider him to be like one of the, would you say wonder kids in FIFA? What do you guys think? Calvin Stangs? He was definitely one of the top players assigned. Where did he even move in Liga 1? He's on loan at Antwerp right now. Damn, his potential dropped. I'm looking at it right now, guys. 71 to 78. Loaned from Nice. Interesting. No real face scan either, yeah. Not really someone I'm that interested in signing right now. But he was so good. I want to say like FIFA 21. Yeah, you look at his potential. It's just basically dropped since he moved. But FIFA 20... Yeah, I think he peaked right here in FIFA 21. 86 potential back in the day. Very good player. Left-footed as well. Yeah, he was class. Are the new faces out? I'm not sure what you mean about new faces. I mean like game faces? I heard there have been some updates. Like Darwin Nunez apparently got a new one. I don't have the latest squad file in this particular save, so I won't be able to check that. Yeah, this file is about maybe 2-3 weeks old. Zivkovic as well. A lot of Dutch former wonder kids here. Yeah, I'll consider him for the bench. What positions am I looking to fill? It kind of depends what players leave. Right now, I'm just kind of seeing, you know, who the top potential free agents are. And we can kind of work from there. I think any position in this PSV team could potentially leave. I'm just looking to mix things up a little bit, makes things interesting. Probably only going to do the one season here for today's live stream, because we have more or less achieved it all with PSV, but I think there are some good storylines that we can go ahead and build upon. I mean, the treble would be the crowning achievement with this career mode. But I don't know, I just like investigating FIFA a couple of seasons in. It's just fun to look at where players are moving to, what sort of regens are available, things like that. So far, we haven't seen anything too wild in the free agents, but I'm sure we will uncover a few players. Do I still have Hakpo? No, he is at Chelsea in this save. So the big PSV players that have left are Hakpo to Chelsea, both Madueke and Sangare at Spurs, and then our homegrown talent actually transferred to Bayern, who we might bring back. We might bring back. I think some regens are probably the moves in this save, because we don't really sign regens for the realistic rebuilds, so I haven't had a chance to test too many of them out this year. I think center forward regens are still like super high rated, so yeah. All right, I think there's just too many German free agents, to be honest, to uncover them all. We'll check Belgium as well. Okay, nothing too wild here. Now, Palace is over. Gurney Bear. That finished with the Patrick Vieira Arsenal rebuild. Check Aryan Bai. He's got high potential and he's free. Let's see. 82 potential, not too bad. Would be a pretty realistic signing as well. Can I look at English free agents? Yeah, we can take a look at England as well. Maybe Brazil. I think a cool Brazilian regen would be a nice addition to this save, because you see a lot of Brazilian players moving to the Eredivisie. It's just a shame there's no Brazilian league in FIFA, so your player pool is pretty limited for real players. But regens kind of open up the door to different options. We're gonna have to narrow this filter because I think there's gonna be a lot of English free agents here. I may as well just put it. Lee Buchanan's not too bad. I remember him from I think it was the Nottingham Forest rebuild, and I signed him from Derby at the time. Yeah, there's Caleb Chukwuemeka. Lewis Gibson also not too bad either. Sign Biuk or Lubicic. Biuk is a left mid, Lubicic is a striker. Yeah, I do want to take a look at some of the... This guy's got some decent stats. I'm not sure what his rating is. I do want to look at some like more niche nations as well. We'll pull up the PSV Transfermarkt page and really get into it as far as some of the more niche nations go. Because that's one of like the advantages of a Eredivisie save is they tend to uncover like some promising talents outside the top 5 leagues. Got Maitland Niles here. Yeah, I'm sure I passed through a couple of players that are decent. Okay, let's look for some regens, guys. And I'll get the foreigners page up for PSV. So here's a quick look at it. We got Belgium, Brazil, Denmark, Sweden, Germany. Maybe a Moroccan player would be nice to sign. I know there are a couple existing ones in PSV's current team, but in honor of the World Cup, that could be a cool signing. Yeah, maybe a Mexican talent as well, with Alexis Vega leaving. So something to consider, guys. So let's just roll through those nations and look for some like older players to search for their regen. Starting with Belgium, I mean the one that comes to mind is Kevin De Bruyne. So if we're 6 seasons in, what do you guys think is a good age to set as the min age? So what's the min age that they should start career mode at? I would say like 28. So that would make him 34 at this point in time. 28 or 29 in my opinion. I wish I could sign Rooney in this save. Unfortunately, it's an older squad file. He would be actually, I think, quite a realistic signing to the Eredivisie. I know Ajax has already scouted him. We've already got Depay on our team, actually, Huncho. So yeah, Hazard as well. So I'll set 29 as the min age. and then we'll sort by overall. So these are the list of players. You got De Bruyne, you got Courtois, Lukaku, Dries Mertens. Didn't he used to play at PSV as well? I mean, we've got the center forward aspect to go along with that, so his regen could be really high rated. I think Hazard would be a good one, and then that kind of drops off from there. So yeah, I think we'll just check each of these players, but right now De Bruyne really stands out, Mertens really stands out, and probably Hazard as well. Yeah, something about it says like Mertens used to play at PSV. I'll double check on Transfermarkt, but when I was doing my research for it, I feel like he used to play at PSV. Yeah, from 2011 to 2013, he was at PSV. So here you go. That was actually his club before Napoli. No, actually, I'm wrong. No, I'm right. Okay. So he transferred from Utrecht to PSV in 2011. 2013, he transferred to Napoli. So 2 quick years. So surely he's retired by now. Should be relatively easy to find. We've already got Depay back. 22. I'll go ahead and show the squad before we look for those regens, because I know some of you might be new to the channel, haven't watched the original video, which, by the way, I have a link in the description if you guys want to watch it at a later point in time, maybe after the stream. It's one of the better ones of this FIFA, in my opinion, so definitely check it out. Do I know how to make career mode realistic? I also have a video on the channel about that. That kind of goes through my thought process as far as realistic saves go. The TLDR, or like the quick summary of it, is just try to build upon storylines, look at some of the top nations for each club and like trends, and kind of go from there. But that video really goes into detail, so check that out as well. But this is the team. Yeah, we got Depay. Signed him. What was it? Season 5 of this, or season 4 of this save? So he's been here for 2 years now. We're coming off of a Champions League and Eredivisie title, which I think can actually see it through this news as well. But yeah, Champions League and the Eredivisie. So I guess the goal now is to try to win the treble. We've also got the UEFA Cup at the beginning of the season, don't we? Against PSG, the Super Cup. So we could potentially win 4 trophies. Which Transfermarkt page do I use? I use a lot of them, man. I look at transfers. I look at the Foreigners tab, Youth Academy. Those are the main ones. So right now, when you guys are looking for regens, basically you just want to put the same position and nationality as the player, because you never really know where they're going to end up. I'll set an age from 16 to 25 to begin with. He might be older than that though, but this is probably him straight off the bat. He's actually a Lazio in this save, which is interesting. Only great potential, which is a bit disappointing, but an exceptional rating. We could probably boost that with dynamic potential pretty easily. Medium high work rate, 6 foot, so not exactly Mertens-esque, but still good stats on him nonetheless. Let's double check and make sure the secondary positions match up. Center forward, striker, Cam. So yeah, that's Mertens regen right here. Not bad. He's at his max potential right now. Surely with a development plan and dynamic potential, we could change that though. I mean, if we were to put him on, let's say, the Bombardier development plan, what do we got to work on? Long passing's a little bit low. He might be better suited as a striker, actually. How's his finishing? Yeah, his finishing's a bit low. But yeah, I think he would be better suited as a striker. His passing's not the best. Short passing's decent. Long passing isn't amazing. Let's look at Kevin De Bruyne. He actually ended up on the free agents at some point in this rebuild. I decided not to sign him. But he went and transferred to Leipzig. Interesting, yeah. I definitely thought about this transfer, but I think at the time it was like, it was our first season in Champions League. He was 34, so I still felt like he could play at a high-profile club. And then he made the free transfer to Leipzig. Interesting. Who's the other player I was going to check? Hazard. Eden and Torgan are both retired. Interesting. So Hazard is a left winger. It's going to be, again, Belgium's kind of a niche nation for career modes, so not too many regens to pick out from, fortunately. I think he could be up to like 26 or 27. Interesting. Not really that many. I guess it's this guy? I don't even know what club that is. Hey, good to see you, Santiago. I'm doing well. Happy to be live today. Sign Modric regen? Yeah, I'm willing to look. I think it would be great if we can sign some former PSV player regens, though. Or at least Belgian regens. Or Netherlands, even. I think Belgian and Dutch regens would be the top pick, and former PSV players are fair enough. Yeah, I have no idea who that club is. Maybe Greek, if I had to guess. I'm going to go ahead and search, actually. They're Venezuelan. Interesting. Yeah, this is the team, guys. I've actually never seen this badge, so it's probably because you can't start a crew mode with them, can you? They just show up probably the rest of the world players. They've actually got some alright looking kits. The sponsor kind of ruins it, in my opinion. But yeah, interesting stuff here. I mean, potential-wise, they've got some alright players. 74 potential. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Virgil's still going strong at 35. Let's see where he's transferred to. He's playing at Milan. Another play with contract expiring. So anytime you see that, you know it's a possibility that they'll retire at the end of the season as well. So let's look at Dutch players now that are, again, let's say 29 was the min age we were looking at. Actually, not that many these days, man. This is the player pool. We got Virgil van Dijk, Stefan de Vrij, Steven Berghuis, and that's kind of it. I mean, 81 rated or higher is kind of the minimum threshold I look at for regens. So yeah, nothing too wild here. What were some other nations we were going to look at? I think we wanted to check Brazil. A lot more options here. I think a Neymar regen could be really fun. Maybe Roberto Firmino's regen's worth checking out. But yeah, I think a Neymar regen's the big one that stands out. The question is if he's retired, though. Isaac, unfortunately, I've got an older save file, so Rooney's not in the save. But if you guys download the latest squad update, he will be available. No player face, unfortunately, for like the silhouette. Kind of just looks like the any player here. But 86 potential for the Swedish Messi, as some call him. Marquinhos as well, but yeah. Let's see Neymar, Marquinhos. Neymar at 35, still going strong. That's a bit unfortunate. He's in the free agents, though. I don't know if he would move to the Eredivisie as a free agent, but it's kind of fun to see him here. 81 overall. Yeah, the pace is gone, basically, but still, he's crazy at dribbling. I could see him as like a center forward at this point. A center forward that just doesn't move. Marquinhos is only 33. Any other Brazilian players that we wanted to review? Maybe Thiago Silva. We did think about switching up our defense, so let's look at Brazilian center backs. There's probably a lot that are going to come up here. So Thiago Silva's regen should be like reaching his peak rating at this point. Yeah, there's a lot of players here. I think it's this guy right here. Again, playing for these random clubs. I think this is another Colmobol team. Penarol. Exciting prospect status. Left-footed, medium-high. So everything looks pretty good there. I don't know how that compares to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's right-footed, but he does have medium-high work rates. And let me just quickly switch this over to feet and inches. He's 6 foot, so yeah, not too unrealistic with Thiago Silva. Good sprint speed, good acceleration, decent enough on the ball. Yeah, he could be a very good signing, and a realistic to move him to like the Eredivisie. Penarol's Darwin's old team. Interesting. Yeah, I was only familiar with Darwin's time at Benfica, but yeah, I mean, especially Portuguese clubs are really good at finding talents that don't necessarily play for the highest profile teams in South America. So yeah, I think that could definitely be a signing right here for Guilherme Garcia. I had thought about signing Virgil. It was one of the storylines I was considering in the save. Depends how many of our center backs we want to let go. So Virgil's going to drop in his rating quite a bit. I think he's probably going to be at an 83, 82, maybe even 81 by season's end. But that's still good enough, in my opinion, for the Eredivisie and arguably for Champions League. We would probably only get one good season out of him. Yeah, Luis Suarez regen could be a shout. I mean, he spent a couple of seasons at Ajax, so yeah, I think any former Eredivisie players are fair game. So with the left-footed center back coming in, I think it's fair to say Boscali will be leaving. So that's another player transfer listed. Alexis Vega will be also going. I would be open to signing a left winger. We could fit in Andrade though. I think if I just put him on an opposite position development plan, he's going to develop really nicely. But I mean, wingers are always one of the, like the more higher profile players to sign, so we might splash the cash for the transfer budget. By the way, we've got like 300 million in our transfer budget, so don't even worry about the funds. It's mostly looking for semi-realistic transfers. So Boscali will be going to the transfer list. I'm going to transfer list Alexis Vega as well. Plus, if we get the funds for them, yeah, we're not going to have to worry about transfers. But exciting prospect for Andrade. I've got him on the right winger development plan, so he should, as soon as he boosts up his attacking positioning, he should be a lot higher rated. I'll take a look at Suarez's regen as well. So Uruguayan striker. Yeah, his regen, I mean, an 84 rating isn't bad, so I'll consider him. It was kind of sad to see Uruguay exit when they did in the World Cup. I mean, I haven't really talked about the World Cup that much on the channel. But yeah, they didn't even make it to the knockouts, did they? They finished third in their group. Who was it that advanced out of that group? Was it the group with South Korea? Yeah, because I know it went down to basically the final match day, and like goal difference came into play. Kind of the Germany situation as well. Don't even get me started on that, guys. I just saw that Hansi Flick is going to be staying as manager, which, I mean, personally, I don't mind. It was clear for Germany, like when they were playing a tactics with full Krug and a proper like number 9 at striker, and Kai Havertz was playing in his preferred position. I mean, you saw what they did in like the last 10 minutes against Costa Rica. They scored goals for fun. But unfortunately, I'm kind of used to it after the last 2 World Cups. For Germany to underperform, yeah, it is what it is. Thing we've got going for us is we've got a lot of young players. Part of like the current national team squad, and I mean, German youth academies have always been solid. So I'm sure in 4 years' time, similar to the U.S., the national team is going to look a lot different. So yeah, Darwin's still at Liverpool. Okay, so no one too crazy for Uruguayan strikers. It's going to be hard to tell which one is the proper region. Let's just start from the beginning and take a closer look. So this guy's at Barcelona, so maybe he could be it. Release clause of 46 mil. If that's Suarez's region and he ended up at Barcelona, that'd be pretty sick, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So when you run into these cases where you've got a lot of like potential regens, the way to do it is just shortlist all the ones that have like these game generated faces, and then you just want to compare secondary positions. So I think the Barcelona one is probably his regen. Am I doing for my next realistic rebuild? I gave a hint earlier in the stream. I'm taking a real manager and moving him clubs. So I mean that's gonna eliminate quite a few managers. So I would definitely say he's not managing the highest profile club right now, but I'm moving him to a top 5 league, and I think those are all the hints I'll give. I want to leave a little bit of mystery for the next rebuild. Well, that should be coming out this weekend. I know we got World Cup matches both Friday and Saturday, so I'll probably upload that on Sunday. I do want to get to a point, guys, where I'm uploading, I mean, more often. I feel like right now the schedule is once a week if I'm lucky, but realistically about every 10 days. I would love to get it to where I'm uploading maybe once every 5 days. I'll already say it. One of you guys guessed it. I'm not going to say who it was, but one of you guys guessed it. It's going to be a good video, though. I will say, though, those of you that didn't guess it, those are some potential ideas. For sure. I think I will be making a lot of the rebuilds focused around like players and managers. I think there's some really cool storylines this year with like being able to use real managers. I see BCHD actually making a couple of interesting videos with downloading the icon squad file. I'm not playing on PC right now, so I don't know what like the mod situation and the squad file situation is like. But yeah, I mean, if you can actually use icons as manager, that opens up a whole nother player pool of players. We could also take some current players and retire them as manager. I have thought about doing something inspired by Ibra for sure. Yeah, I think this has got to be his regen. No? 21 years old. No secondary position. I think a lot of these other guys are going to be too low rated. Maybe this dude from Inter as well. But I think that Barcelona one is probably him. We can take a look at Ibra's region, I guess. Yeah, he played in the Eredivisie, didn't he? Gosh, who did Ibra play for? He played for Ajax for a bit. Any other Eredivisie clubs? I don't know why Groningen is standing out to me. Maybe I'm just thinking of Robin, who I wish was in the game, so we could find his regen. Yeah, Zlatan shouldn't be too tough to find. Swedish striker. Yeah, Birdie, I already leaked the rebuild in the club's call, but so again, we've got another case where the regen's not showing up with their max rating, it looks like, which is a bit disappointing. Jonas, I'm hopefully having the next video out this weekend. I think it's going to be Sunday. So ideally, I upload it on a day that isn't World Cup because it's funny. If you look at real-time like YouTube analytics, we've got like a dashboard as a creator. Any other YouTubers know, but you have like a dashboard where you can see real-time views and like how many people are watching your videos every hour. And basically, it goes from like here before World Cup matches, then it like halves during World Cup matches, then it goes back up. So. I mean, I don't blame you guys at all. I mean, I'm watching World Cup games too, instead of FIFA content. So, yeah, who knows? 4 years time, maybe I'm making some IRL soccer / football videos. I mean, hopefully that's the case. I think the only thing that's I'm not gonna say the only thing, but the biggest barrier that's stopped me from doing that is just copyrighted content. That's part of the reason I like making FIFA videos is I don't need to really worry about like, okay, this is probably Eva's region right here, Isaac Erickson. But you don't really need to worry about like copyright because EA gives licenses to use their content for like use on YouTube basically. I think the Oliveira guy was Suarez's regen. Maybe. What do you guys think? Should we look for some more regen? Should we sign some players? I still want to sign that winger. I think at this point we should basically just search for like, I don't know, under 21-year-old wonder kids that are outside the top 5 leagues and maybe see if they haven't moved clubs. So I'm just going to do a search for the top potential players in career mode. Obviously, we're not going to sign the likes of like Erling Haaland. I don't know why Pedri's game face was removed, but we move. Actually, let me update to the latest. No, we're on the older squad file. That's right. So I'm basically just seeing someone like Nusa could be a potential signing if he's still at Club Brugge. So let's check that out real quick. I would be surprised if he hasn't moved on. Yeah, he's at Benfica. I like that move a lot, actually. Only an 84 rating in this save, though. We could check out Gonzalo Inacio. He's probably moved on from Sporting, but worth looking. He's at Juve, so again, quite a realistic move in my opinion. I can already tell you Timber's moved in this save. Antonio Silva I haven't really heard much about. It's an interesting one from Benfica. Okay. I feel like he wasn't a big part of my Benfica rebuild over the summer, so I'm kind of surprised to see him at that rating potential, but he's at Nantes, not exactly a huge club, so I'm going to shortlist him. Let me check chat, see if you guys have recommended anyone. Larson. Garnacho. I wish Endrick was in the game. Hincape from Ecuador. Sheldrup. Yeah, I'll shortlist those guys as well. I think this guy's worth looking at. Baturina. Okay, he's also moved on. We could look at some Americans potentially. I'm not sure how many Americans have played for Feyenoord, or not Feyenoord, PSV in the past. I know Richie Ledesma is there. Couple left wingers coming into play, maybe to consider. So yeah, I think we maybe limit the search to specifically left mid slash left wing. So we just got too many players to look through. I'm gonna go ahead and shortlist Garnacho as well because he was put in the chat. He's still at United in this save. Yeah, I can look at Gianluca Busio. If he's still at Venezia, I think that would be fair for him to move. I doubt he's still there. Yeah, he's at Lille. 86 overall. Not bad. Not bad. Antonio Silva was added in FIFA 23. That makes sense. We were going to add Sheldrup. Okay, he's at Vitesse. That's a fair move. He's got an evaluation of 35 mil, so I would guess he's about an 80, 81 overall. Yeah, that would be quite a realistic transfer, actually. I like that idea. I've used him a bit last FIFA. He's a quality player. From what I remember, his generic face isn't bad either. Yeah, not the best, not the worst. It's basically, for any generic players, you want them to have like the new hairstyles, the ones that were added like last FIFA, I want to say. This is one of the older ones. Let's see if there's a better example. Like someone like Garnacho. Like, I don't know, the hair just looks more shiny, nicer. Those are the hairstyles I prefer. Like, you compare these two, I definitely like the Garnacho one better. Yeah, I don't think we're signing Kfara. So yeah, I think Sheldrup would be definitely a player we want to sign. How can I speak the names from clubs that aren't so great? For the videos, I do some research on a site called Forvo. Basically, it's like a pronunciation site, so native language speakers speak the how you say their name in like the native language. So that's how I do a lot of the pronunciations for, you know, languages I'm not too familiar with. I do have a little bit of background in foreign languages, so obviously I speak English. But I was born in Germany. My mom's side of the family's German, so I can definitely pronounce German words and speak that language to a decent level. A little bit of background in Spanish, but not too much. So, I mean, that covers a lot of names. I mean, German and Dutch isn't all that different. So that helped out a lot with this rebuild. But also, I've been making these career mode videos for so long that I've kind of gotten better with my pronunciation over time, right? You pick up on the trends. Yeah, Turkey's still Lyon. Ola Solbakken, isn't he going to Roma? He's still at Bodo Glimt in this save, but didn't Roma just sign this guy? He was rumored over the summer, but yeah, it looks like he's going to join in winter. Honestly, this is like my favorite time of the year for realistic rebuilds because you've got the transfer news happening in real time, so it's almost like a race to see if I can finish the rumored moves before they're made final. There have been a couple of cases where, like, I don't know, deals finished like the day before or the day after, but yeah. Okay, so I think we'll maybe get one or two more players. We definitely still want to find like that left winger. Can Sheldrup play as left wing? That's my question. Where is Sheldrup anyway? So he starts at Nordsjælland. 84 potential, Cam, left wing striker. So yeah, he would probably be our left wing if his rating's high enough. That's the big question. Here's a look at his stats potential. So 3-star, 3-star, not the worst. He's right-footed on the left side, which I like. Looks like Cam and left wing is his highest rated position, so that's good. Yeah, I'd be fine with playing him there because it's a realistic move as well. Obviously, he's not going to be on the same level as Carlos Vela, but we still look for realistic transfers. So far we have a Brazilian left center back that we're going to sign. We're going to sign Sheldra probably here on the left side, but if not, he'll play on the bench. Any other moves, guys? Any other changes you want to see from the squad? Should we keep Teze as our captain and center back? I do want to keep at least Simons and Varela. Veerman could leave, but he's actually been one of my favorite players in this rebuild so far, so I wouldn't mind keeping him. A couple of shots for João Pedro, or several shots from the same person, Lewis. I'll still shortlist him, though. João Pedro's a decent shout. Even if I always have trouble spelling his name, but he's at Marseille in this save. I kind of like that move. We have already looked at the free agents for some of the top nations. I mean, I can check it for certain positions, but the player pool for free agents is just so big right now. That's tough to do. Sign Bilo from Feyenoord. Let's see if he's still there. Usually he moves on a couple of seasons in, but yeah. Dude, Lille are signing... Lille have a sick team. Low-key. A lot of these high potential players I've checked have moved to Lille, so let me look at their squad real quick. So these are two players we've already looked up. Busio as well. This guy I'm not too familiar with. Marcus Pedersen, they signed from Feyenoord as well. Tapia is not bad. Okay, so a couple of good players. No one too high profile, though. Yeah, Sobel's still at Leipzig. Looks like his career's gone all right so far. Yeah, I think Sheldrop's been one of the more realistic players we've uncovered. You know, Garnacho could happen because he's still so early on in his career that you don't know what's going to happen with him. I would be open to signing Zlatan's regen from, I think it was Strasbourg. That huge release clause. Obviously, we would train the weak foot skill move. I want to scout him further, though. So yeah, let's finish that initial scouting. See what offers come in, because we actually haven't moved a day yet. So I think it was 7 days on the Sheldrop or 6 days on the Sheldrop scouting. Let's send to the 9th. See what offers come in. Kind of start working from there. We've got an early start to the season in the Eredivisie, but I think we can make a lot of these transfers happen by then. So Vega, offer coming in from Real Madrid. Already fairly realistic. I mean, Spanish-speaking club, so got that going for him. Has Alexis Vega played for purely Chivas? Any rumored clubs he would join or favorite clubs? I feel like he's a Barcelona fan. But, I mean, when Real Madrid come knocking, you've got to consider it. Any Liga MX fans in the chat, maybe you can help me out. He's a Barca fan. That's what I thought. Because I do my initial research on each player. But I'll let a couple of other people speak up. It's unlikely we're going to get a better offer than this, though. I mean, at a 91 rating, there are only a select number of clubs that would move. I could see a couple of Premier League offers coming in. Let me look up Alexis Vega, Real Madrid, real quick. See if there's any potential rumors going down. Yeah, apparently Real Madrid have been keeping tabs on him. I don't know how reputable this one site is, but apparently he was spotted in Madrid. So Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I go into talks here. You just don't know if the Barca offer is going to come in, so yeah, I think we try to get, what do you think, 175 here? Yeah, I hear you, Shoria. Should we move it up to 200? Yeah, why not? If they reject us straight away, then hopefully we get some other offers. Yeah, they're not going to do 200. I think 175 is probably the price here. They're going to need to meet that, though. If they don't meet that, I'm going to wait for other offers to come in. Okay. So Real Madrid, it was not meant to be. Hopefully we get that Barca offer. We do have some offers for Bascali, though. Both French, actually. So what do you guys think? Nice or PSG here? I'm not too sure who his former club was. I do think he played in Ligue 1 before moving to PSV. So let's see. Bascali used to play at Nice, so I think we probably go into talks with them. I'm fine with 60 mil. We don't really need the funds, but always worth getting a little bit extra for these talks. Surely they're going to give us an extra 800,000. There you go. And then Motson also. So we've got a couple of different Dutch well, not Dutch left backs per se, but we've got a couple of different left backs. So we've got a Dutch one and I think a Norwegian left back. Junior's still probably in the starting 11 unless we get a big transfer offer for him. But yeah, we've got Motson, who we signed from Chelsea. And then we've also got Opegard. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but yeah, he's from Norway. Also looks pretty quality, so we could maybe let one of them leave. Let's go and see what Sheldrop's rating is at. So he's at an 81, kind of like we were guessing. Hopefully Vitesse go and sign a left winger, because right now they're saying he's too important to the squad. That's probably the most annoying thing I see on career mode. I wish that wasn't even a thing with loose transfer talks. Like, I get it if it's on strict, but especially later on into rebuilds, I run into it more often than I'd like. Because this is like the perfect transfer in my opinion. Going from Norgeland to presumably Vitesse and then to PSV. It's just a career trajectory that makes sense. But yeah, it's going to happen from time to time. So that might change next month if they sign a couple of players. We could also try to go into like talks and give them one of our left wingers. Let's keep moving though. Sporting coming in with an offer. Mateus Fernandez, yeah, I'm going to reject that. Offer for a goalkeeper, we're going to reject. I'm actually going to see if we can do a development plan for our goalkeeper. He hasn't really grown as much as I would like, but if I remember right, his handling and positioning is poor. So if we can do a development plan, yeah, this one works on it. So we'll put him on sweeper keeper. It's going to give him eventually a 5-star weak foot. I don't mind that. And then hopefully he can be like at least a upper 80s keeper by the end of this rebuild. Again, Spurs coming in for our players. Yeah, the dude's a beast at kicking. I don't know if we could play him at striker. Yeah, here's his individual stats. Sprint speed's not the best, but kicking, his finishing's at 28. He's like one of those homegrown talents that starts as a goalkeeper. How that's still a glitch, I don't know. All right, Calvin Stengs has signed for San Lorenzo. Interesting. $74 overall for this German free agent. A little bit too low for my liking. Whoa, did I just see Heung-min Son as a free agent? What's he doing there? How are Spurs going to let him go? Yeah, I think Benjamin Šeško is worth looking to see if he's still at RB Leipzig / Salzburg. I know he's at Salzburg currently, but he's already accepted a deal to go to Leipzig. I don't think that's replicated in career mode per se. Yeah, he's at Atleti in this save. De Ketelaere, let's see. He is still at Milan, so pretty much spending his whole career there. What's going on, Matt? Good to see you here. Yeah, trying to fit in these live streams when I can. Finding a consistent schedule is tough between the videos, but doing what I can. Yeah, especially with the World Cup going on. It's nice to kind of have an off day from the World Cup. Now that we get into like the quarterfinals and all that sort of stuff. Team's Octavian Popescu at. Yeah, that's a good shout. FCSB, he's still actually at FCSB, so he could be a transfer for us. 83 overall as well isn't bad. It'd be nice if he had a real face scan, but yeah, FCSB, they used to have a lot of high potential players. Not so much these days. Like Popescu's kind of the last of the bunch. But back in the day, they had Florian Coleman. He was really good. Palmeiras is also trending on FIFA, so I'm guessing that has to do with the Endrick deal. But yeah, FCSB these days, it's really just Popescu. An 84 potential. But I want to say like back in like FIFA 21, maybe. They had a few different good players. Maybe even FIFA 20, because Coman isn't that high rated here, but yeah, FIFA 20 is when they were really good. They had Dennis Mon and Florian Coman. Popescu hadn't really broken into the team, it looks like, yet. But yeah, FIFA 20 FCSB was different, man. Dennis Mon, is he still at Parma? Yeah, I think he is, because he had him in the Parma rebuild. I'm not sure where Florian Coman, but both of them made Serie A moves. And yeah, I mean, still a decent team. But back in FIFA 20, they were really fun. Yeah, that's right. Popescu has a decent hairstyle as well. So I think we go in for him, honestly, because the Sheldorp transfer seems to have broken down. So I'm good with Popescu. That's a fairly realistic move. The Romanian league over to the Eredivisie. Looks like we can pick him up for about 50 mil. And if needed, we can play his release clause. Daredevil, it's a site called SoFIFA. SoFIFA. Okay, apparently they just turn us down. I don't know how you turn us down when we're already going over market value, but we'll just pay his release clause. It's fine. I'll just have to wait a week. And then we also wanted to look at that Brazilian center back. Again, because he's too important to the club. I'm telling you, it's such a problem late in rebuilds. I mean, if needed, then I'll go ahead and sign Virgil, but I swear at the beginning of the season, he was willing to leave. Thiago Almada, yeah, I can see if he's still in MLS. Usually he moves on from Atlanta. Yeah, he's at PSG. What's the team? Yeah, I'll showcase the team. A lot of you might have just joined into the stream. So no new signings yet, but it looks like Boscali is going to be heading out to Nice. We're going to let Alexis Vega leave eventually. So we need to sign a new left winger. That's definitely a priority. We've got a good youth academy player, but ideally we sign someone that's like 83 to 84 rated. Other than that, don't really think we need to make too many changes to the team. Ideally just some wonder kids that haven't moved to the top 5 leagues yet. That'd be nice. Yeah, exactly. I don't see why someone like that Brazilian center back, you know, obviously the club would take the funds and reinvest them elsewhere, but yeah, one of the many problems with career mode. It is what it is. Van Avik's like 27, 28, so this is still a relatively young PSV team. I don't think anyone in our starting 11 outside of Depay is 30 years or older. Vega's getting there. Bakayoko's like 24. Van Avik is 26, so even younger than I thought. Junior's 28. Boscali's getting up there, but he's leaving. Teze is only 27. Meyer's super young. So yeah, it's a very young PSV team. I haven't used the live editor of this FIFA, Saf. With all the changes to PC and career mode, it seems like they've limited what you can do with mods, so I haven't really dived into it this year. So yeah, I guess we still need to find a left winger since both of those transfer talks have broken down. We could sign Popescu. And we need to sign a center back as well. I might just bring back Virgil to the Eredivisie. I'll just sort by potential here for center backs, guys, and see if anyone stands out, but it's a bit tougher. I feel like a lot of the high potential center backs are already in the top 5 leagues. I mean, we're scrolling through and we still haven't seen anyone that really stands out to me. Maybe Victor Chust. I thought about signing him at some point in the rebuild. He's not too bad. Sutulo as well. No, and Bamba as well. I mean, Noah Mbamba really not growing very well in this rebuild, to be honest. Any other shouts for center back? It's just we're not really finding too many amazing players like that would make sense. I feel like most of the wonder kids will have already moved to a top team. I mean, Fiorentina's not too high profile. What do you guys think? Move from Fiorentina to a Champions League winning Eredivisie side. He is left-footed like we wanted. Looks like we could pick him up for about 50 mil. He is 29. It's not as much of a problem with center backs. The thing is, if we sign him, then I think we do need to sign a younger center back as well. I'm fine with it, personally. Because, like, Fiorentina, they're lucky if they're getting Europa League. I just want to make some transfers happen here. Yeah, Wesley Fofana's a good shout. I'm going to go important here. You might want crucial. Nah, just important. Yeah, keep the suggestions coming, guys. I will be signing a younger center back as well. I just want to find someone to fit into the starting 11. So yeah, we'll get David Hanko into the team. Alexis Vega greeting him, even though he's probably going to be heading out soon. So yeah, Koulibaly from Dortmund. He's left-footed. Nathan Ake is probably getting up in age, but I'll I'll still shortlist him. Malong Sar as well. Any other high potential left-footed center backs that could fit on our bench? Yeah, South American players would be a good shout. You see a lot of those transfers for PSV. So let's see what Hunko's squad number is. Oh, he's transferred to Feyenoord. When did that happen? This year? Bruh, I didn't even know he transferred to Feyenoord. I thought he was still at Slavia Praha. Or Sparta Prague. This year, interesting. Is he featuring much for them? Yeah, Sven Botman at Manchester City, 86 overall. He's a great player for Feyenoord. Honestly, if I knew he transferred to Feyenoord, I probably wouldn't have signed him. The whole reason I was transfer shortlisting him is because I swear he showed up as on our list somewhere. Yeah, he's at Feyenoord. So, yeah, one of those cases where I probably should have done a little bit more research instead of making a transfer happen. That is sometimes the case, though, with these live streams. Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully not a mistake I would make in an actual video. I mean, if we absolutely needed to, we could probably just release him from his contract because we've got the funds for it. I might even end up doing that because, yeah, that's going to bug me knowing that he's at Feyenoord. So if you guys have any other suggestions for center back, we can just take the L on 50 mil and keep the transfers going. I mean, we got the funds coming in for Alexis Vega. Lukeba is a young left-footed center back. Any other shouts? I think Ndika's going to be moving to a top 5 league, surely, from Frankfurt. He's at Napoli in this save. We haven't really looked at Sturgu yet. Bringing back Braithwaite might be a shout too, because he's on loan at PSV right now. Okay, so Sturgu could be a shout if he's got a decent rating. I feel like he might not progress too well in this save. Let's see, Braithwaite. Only 25 years old. He's still at Everton. That could very well be a signing. I think he's going to be like upper 70s in his rating, though. Kilman is 83 overall, but a bit old than I would like. Lindelof, again, 32. I'm ideally looking for someone in their mid-20s. Yeah, Van de Ven's a good shout. Definitely a good shout. He's still at Wolfsburg. Yeah, I think that could... 18 days left on his scouting, but I think we can fairly say he's like going to be at least in the 80s in his rating. Just based off his release clause alone. Left-footed, 6'4". That could be this transfer. So let me double check Van de Ven's transfer history, but from what I remember, he played for like, I can't even remember the Eredivisie club, but it's not a super high profile one in the Eredivisie. There were some rumors for him to move to Ajax, but then he made the move to Wolfsburg. So yeah, Volendam is the team I'm thinking of. Here's a look at his transfer history. So Volendam and their youth academy for quite a while, and then he moved to Wolfsburg on a pretty low transfer fee. He's up to 8 million on his current evaluation. He's got pretty good potential in career mode. Yeah, Salisu could be a shout as well. He's playing at Cadiz. That's kind of a random transfer. 28 years old, so he could very well be a shout. So I think Salisu and Van de Ven would be a lot more realistic for the starting 11. I think I'm just going to end up releasing David Hanko because, yeah, that's not going to work with me. So we take the L on that. That never happened. Armel Bola coach-up could be fair. It's part of Villarreal, so not a bad team. No, it's all good, guys. I mean, I made that mistake too. I didn't know he transferred. I'll maybe get 1 or 2 more center backs. And then I'll probably make a move on one of them. I don't think we'll be able to make those transfers in time for the start of the Eredivisie season, but we've got a couple of good players here. Do we have that left wing position sorted, though? I'm not sure how many players we have shortlisted here. So we want to probably make Popescu happen as our transfer. Keep the suggestions coming in, though, guys. I'll be back in a minute. We're definitely not on the end screen, though. Sorry, Mike was muted. My bad. But I said a couple of shouts for Mudryk. The Ukrainian left midfielder at Monza. So that could definitely be a viable option here. I mean, Monza, they could even be sitting in the second division in Serie A. So Popescu's an option because he hasn't really transferred away. Mudryk as well. 84 overall. That's pretty good. We could go for Garnacho. I don't think we have a full evaluation yet of him, so 12 days remaining. He's probably going to be low 80s in his rating. Any other suggestions, though? Yeah, Noah Long, for whatever reason, I feel like he's never really transferring away from Club Brugge. Like, that's the case here. It's just for whatever reason, he stays at Club Brugge in a lot of these rebuilds. I don't think I've signed him yet this year, but, I mean, as a left winger, he'd be a good option as well. I mean, former Ajax kid, so take that way you will. Yeah, Velasco if he's still at Dallas. Yeah. Ceballos at Nice. Okay. Yeah, De Ketelaere, he's still at Milan in this save, so I'll probably let him stay there. Anthony Alonga's a fair shout. He's 84 overall at this save. He can play on the left side. No real face scan yet, but a pretty good one for a generic face. Yunus Musa, let's see. He's at Newcastle. I actually like that move a lot. Be even better if he was at somewhere like Arsenal, but yeah, not a bad move here. What's my team now? Yeah, I mean, I can showcase the team. We've got a couple players that are basically going to be leaving, but Boscali and Vega are the key departures. We're looking to sign players to replace them. Other than that, you know, just fill out the rest of the squad. Maybe sign a couple of wonder kids for the future. That is probably the Boscali transfer being completed here. I hate it when this happens. For whatever reason, the screen just flickers in and out. I find it happens when you have a couple of different transfer talks going on. So Boscali sold. Vega offer coming in from Milan. Ideally, we wait for another Spanish club. And I think I'll either loan list Matson or Oppegard so that they can keep development. Really only need 2 good left backs in this team. So I'll loan list both of them. Whichever one gets an offer first, we'll let them leave. West Ham's not a bad offer either. They could probably pay up the actual funds. Harvey Barnes is their swap deal, which I don't think I'll be accepting. But again, ideally we wait for like a Barcelona offer. Or an even higher profile club than West Ham. But if they can meet 175, I'd be open to it. They might have those funds in this save. Yeah, Harvey Barnes with the equalizer for PSV. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have the funds here. Looks like they're a little bit short. All right, ton of scouting reports coming in. Loan offer for Ibrahim, we'll accept that. And Matson transfer. Hertha Berlin really want our left backs. So, let's see. Low-key, I'm going to sign up another youth scout because we've got so much scouting ongoing. Or, scouting going on. I have trouble finding the actual place for that. Scout instructions. Scouts. We really don't need area scouting, so I'm going to recall these guys. And let's see if we've got a full report back on most of these players. It seems like it was a lot of our regens that are coming back, but Garnacho should be back in a few days' time. No Long's an option for left winger. We should have some left mids as well. Olanga, I think, could be fair. Mudryk. Yeah, Musa plays on the right side. I don't know how he would fit in at left wing. I don't know if he's featured there for Valencia or the U.S. men's national team. It didn't look like that Eden Hazard regen was that great, to be honest. Jota from Celtic's a good shout. Same with Robbie Matondo, yep. It's not Diego Jota. We want a different Jota. He's at, okay, so he's at Aston Villa, not bad. Approached by Torino, so it's like, yeah, I mean, Torino compared to PSV, not bad. Yeah, we have been looking for some good Brazilian wonder kids. Neymar's still in the save, actually, as a free agent. We wanted to sign Thiago Silva's regen, but whatever club he's at isn't letting him move. So I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon. It's super unrealistic to have an 83 rated player there, but the game is kind of limiting our options. We're still waiting on an offer or a full evaluation scouting report on Van de Ven. I would really like that transfer. Braithwaite as well. Could be a good signing. But a lot of these player reports are still coming in. So I'm not sure how many Brazilian wonder kids we have shortlisted. I could just do a quick search of, like, let's say Brazilian attackers even. And I'll do like 16 to 20, 21 to 23 maybe. See if anyone interesting comes through. Like this guy, for example, that could be like a Roberto Firmino regen. Anyone with green attributes, like dark green attributes, I'll go ahead and shortlist. Yeah, some good options here, honestly. Paulinho's at Getafe. That could be a realistic move away. Could be good as a bench player. By the way, what happened to the regen of a player being in the same league? It's still a thing. Not always, though. Especially if they end up being in the free agents. And this is a couple of seasons into career mode, so players might have transferred around. But I think a lot of those cases, like Thiago Silva's regen, he probably was a free agent and then got signed by that random team. Hakpo went to Chelsea in this save. He's at a 90 rating, doing pretty well. Might be able to see him here. Yeah. Hakpo's at Chelsea, Madueke's at Spurs, Sangari's at Spurs, and Simon actually transferred to Real Sociedad. Interesting. Not the most unrealistic. This is Dries Mertens regen. We thought about signing him. Yeah, he could be like a good backup for us. Because Because we do need an eventual replacement for Depay, probably next season. So maybe sign him as backup. And by season's end, he'll probably already be a higher rating. I really would like to sign this guy, though. It's unfortunate. Salisu could be an option. So Garnacho's at an 80 rating. Still a decision for us to make, guys, as far as who the left winger is going to be. So I think Jota could be fair enough. Like, I don't know, Aston Villa, he wants to move away, so we could justify the realism there. Noah Long obviously is realistic enough. Garnacho, we could just do the storyline. His career at United didn't play out as well. You've even got some like players like Bergwijn going back to the Eredivisie, so I'd be open to that. The thing though is, to my knowledge, he doesn't have ties to the Eredivisie, so maybe not. We'll see. Got Longa, maybe Solbakken. Paulinho could be pretty fun for a transfer. Who do you guys think is standing out as the starting left winger? Can you please look at Gavi's rating? He's going to be in the 90s. I can guarantee you that. So for me, the standouts have been Paulinho. I think it would be fun to get another Brazilian player into the team. Good face scan as well. Mudryk could be interesting. Noah Long at 28. That's the thing, though. He'd be good for a season or two. Could definitely justify the realism. And Popescu is kind of the route we were going at the beginning. So, do you guys think Nusa from Benfica? Well, he won't be leaving there. Good to see you here, Anime. Glad you're able to tune into one of the live streams. Yeah, Paulinho, Long, maybe Musa, but I would say Paulinho, Long, and Popescu are the three that are standing out to me. Maybe Mudryk as well. Popescu is a good price, though. Like 60 mil, fairly realistic transfer. We know he can get his rating up into the mid-80s, no problem. I'd be happy enough with that. Let's do a poll, though. Let's get involved. So who was it? Noah Long. Octavian Popescu. And Paulinho from Leverkusen. Any other additions? Yeah, Van de Veen's probably going to be our center back if he's high enough rated. I'll add Mudryk in there as well as a poll option. All right, so poll's live. Go ahead and vote in that. I'll review the players as well. So here's Long, 28 years old, 84 rating, decent enough on the ball. Could even have 5-star skills, so we might development plan train him up to there. Popescu, young, talented. Not much else to say. Still at his original club, so realistic there. Who else do we got? Gotta go through all these strikers, which I'll probably remove later on. It was Mudryk at an 84 overall at Monza, kind of a random transfer. And then Paulinho, you guys said you wanted to see some more Brazilian players, so I'll include him as well. It's going to be for the starting 11 player. Popescu running away with it right now, but I'll let the poll run its course. We do have a Brazilian Youth Academy player, so if we want to keep that vibe going, we'll keep training him up. It looks like it is going to be Popescu. With 36 votes, we'll try to get this one up to 50. So if you haven't voted yet, go ahead and get involved. Who do I personally wish to buy? I'm all right with any of those options, but I think Popescu's probably leading the way. No, along with a late charge. I think we got it down between two, so I'll again showcase the stats, give the poll another minute, and you guys can make your decision. So, again, it's between Noah Long and Popescu. Noah Long, default left winger. We'd probably train him up to 5-star skills. Quality player. 28 years old, though, so he's not going to be a long-time future option. But being stuck at Club Brugge for his entire career, you know, it is what it is. Same thing with Popescu. It's time for him to move on. 24 years old, so still a lot of room for growth. Can't really talk about how he plays IRL because I don't know much about him, but I know in career mode he's a very popular signing. Good traits as well. Finesse shot, flair. I think Noah Long has some good ones as well. Flair and outside foot. So to each their own. Looks like it is going to be Popescu. So we'll go ahead and just pay his release clause this time. And get into talks. Noah Long usually gets second in most votes. Interesting. Never quite sure what to get for wages, but I think something about 75 should be fine here. There you go. So we're going to call this the first official signing because the Honka one was super unrealistic to an extent. That one didn't work out. So yeah, first major signing of the rebuild here in Season 6. Octavian Popescu. And then we should be able to sign our center back here within the next few days. Yeah, I like signing real face players as well, but there is a limited pool of them. It'd be cool if you can get input on the face scan players, yeah. So we're waiting on a Von de Ven scouting report to come in. And we do have Alexis Vega for our first game, so I'll probably let him still start till we get an offer elsewhere. And yeah, we'll at least get into, I want to say, the January transfer window in today's stream. I would like to finish it up completely, but I think everything looks pretty good here. I'll include Vuskovic on the bench. Yeah, we could look at a right back upgrade eventually. Meyer's already grown +1 in his rating, so you love to see that. Should be a relatively routine match against Utrecht, but you never know. 3-1 is how it ends. Xavi, Alexis Vega, and Bakayoko getting the goals, so good stuff to see. The right back's 26, so he's still got some room for growth. I think left wing, left center back, and probably a backup striker is my transfer priority here in this summer transfer window. Maybe a right back signing in January. How does Nottingham Forest have this much money? I actually don't see this sort of offer very often. I'm curious I wish you could see like season by season stats for each club. Because surely Nottingham Forest will have turned into like at least a mid-table Premier League side. I would even say one competing for European competitions at this point. In fairness to them, they are a very spendy club for transfers. Do you think we should try getting into talks here? I could check out Nottingham Forest's squad, true. I have no reason for Lewis O'Brien, so let's actually see who's in their squad. Yeah, they have Bodu, Brennan Johnson's still there. They said Tyus Manya from NYCFC. They've got Turam. It's a decent squad, you know. Mamardashvili. A little bit lacking at fullback. Not a bad center back. It's a decent squad. I think like it's a mid-table Prem squad. Don't know if they should be signing a 91 rated left winger though. What do you guys think? Should we entertain this offer? See if they can match the 175 mark that we're looking for? Or wait for something else? Laporte for left center back. I'm curious if they've got the funds. No. Okay, of course not. I'm just wondering how they even got the funds to start with that offer to begin with. I'm not looking for Teze to leave. I think we do an agreement. So, okay. Yeah, it looks like Opagaard's the one going out on loan, so that's fine. Van de Ven scouting report coming in. We can remove Motson from the short list. We want to keep Andrade. Van de Ven in at 81. So let's see. We could also wait on the Branthwaite offer or report to come in. But I think Mickey Van de Ven would be a good transfer. We can get him for 25 mil. Can probably train him up to an 83, 84 center back with development plans. What do you guys think? Is Van de Ven good enough for the starting 11? All right. Let's see if we can get him on a good discount here. I'm going to start with 25 mil. And they're going to want about 30, so I'm good with that. 30 mil for Van de Ven, only a small chunk of our transfer balance. And we want that left-footed center back. Looks like we're going to get it. We give him important. Probably would have been okay with a rotational role, but important's good enough. Really low wages, though. Like, I was ready to give him about 75K. And, yeah, he was fine with, like, 20-something. So that's pretty much our starting 11 signings. I still want to sign that Dries Merton regen just for the future. Yeah, I mean, if there's any other Dutch strikers you want me to sign, then let me know now. Because he's not going to be part of our first team. He's going to basically be the future answer for Depay. So a Dutch striker center forward would be fine. There aren't that many standout ones, though, from what I'm seeing. Maybe Joshua Zirkzee? Also, when did I don't know, Joshua Zirkzee left Bayern for Bologna on a permanent. That's interesting. I missed some big transfers over the summer, man. Vertessen left for, gosh, which club did he leave for? I shortlisted him like season 4 or so, just because due to lack of playtime. Yeah, he went to Arsenal. That's right. Yeah, we could buy a backup cam. Broby at Brighton. Joshua Zirkzee is at Celta Vigo. I'm going to shortlist him. Dries Mertens is retired, but we could sign his regen. Yeah, it would be nice to sign like a target man striker. That's kind of the vibe I've been going for. Depay's been an exception to that, but Pepe at 6'1" can fulfill that target man build. Yeah, a proper target man striker would be nice. What's going on, Eric? I like your avatar. Don't worry about the money. We've got plenty of it in our budget. Yeah, we could look for a Belgian striker. Maybe like a Lukaku region. You never really know how they're going to end up though, because regens don't have the same build as the players, so yeah, Lukaku's regen hasn't really, no one really stands out here. It's probably this guy, but I mean, Lukaku might not have even retired by now. Yeah, he's still going at 34. He's at Valencia. We've got Depay already in the team. So I'll showcase the squad. Right now, we're kind of just looking to fill out our bench. This is more or less going to be our starting 11 moving forward. I don't think I'm going to review any more big offers. Well, here, I'll move Popescu in for Vega. Vega's going to be leaving. So we're just waiting on Vega to leave. This is more or less the starting 11 and subs. I just want to fill out the bench. So it seems like we need a good, like, attacking-minded midfielder. Miri has done the job, but he's getting up in age. He's not really going to be ever first-team quality. Andrade is quality. Saibari is decent enough. So basically, like, an attacking-minded center mid / center attacking mid and a good target man striker would be the only remaining moves. I do want to get some more Dutch signings. So right now, the Dutch players in our team, we've got a decent amount of them, actually. So we've got Meyer is one of our Dutch Youth Academy players. Van de Veen, Teze, Van Ebeek are all Dutch. Veerman and Simons. And Depay. So we got a decent amount of Dutch players in the team. Maybe some more Belgians. Right now we've got Bakayoko. And I think he might be the only Belgian. So yeah, maybe we sign some Belgian players. A good Belgian attacking mid would be nice. Or striker. Yeah, I would love to have some German players in the team too. So if you have any ideas for German attacking mids or strikers, or Belgian attacking mids and strikers, I think that would be the move. We could look for regens. We could also look for real players. I'm going to do a quick FIFA search here. And just see what kind of options come up. So yeah, we'll do nationality Germany, and we'll do nationality Belgium. And maybe do age under 21 to begin with and see which players come up. Sort by potential, and I'll show it for you guys. So we'll see who would be realistic enough. Mokoko could be someone to shortlist. Not exactly like a target man striker. He's 5'10". Good player though. Yeah, maybe Jeremy Doku, maybe Ray Bijer. Playing for a relatively small club at Greuther Fürth. I think he has a real face scan too. Yeah, he does. So I'll consider him for sure. No real proper like target man strikers though in this list. So that's disappointing. Yeah, we could look for a Moroccan player too. We were wanting to sign one as well. Okay, so this could be our attacking mid, actually. He's got a release clause that I would just honestly be willing to pay right off the bat. We don't know his rating, but I'm guessing it's upper 70s, lower 80s. So that could be our cam. And then we still need that target man striker. I mean, De Ketelaere would be, but I don't know if we could call it realistic in any senses. Yeah, we're really lacking the target man strikers for those countries. Yeah, let's just pay his release clause. Why not? This could be a sporadic player, so maybe his rating's a bit lower than I expected, but still. The fact he's got a real face scan is nice. No release clause. I'm pretty sure this lady has the same hair as Xavi Simons. Yeah, I would love Rudy Bardakci, but he's not in this save file, unfortunately. It's an older one. It's from like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I started this rebuild, so yeah, Rudy just got added in the one from a couple days ago. All right, so that's our cam. I'm curious to see what his rating is going to be. We definitely overspent. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, if they gave us an F. But his valuation's at 20-ish million. 78 overall, so still some room for growth. Good enough for me to be someone coming off the bench. And we can even use a development plan if we want to. Looks like a solid player, though. Medium work rates, can kind of play anywhere in this middle 3 trio. So we've got a Moroccan player actually with Saibari, so that's nice. Yeah, just really any sort of target man striker. I just want to sign a nation or a player from a league that's relatively realistic for PSV. I don't know if there's any other American target man strikers. Like Pepe's kind of done the job so far, and he's only 24, so we could keep him. But we eventually need someone to take over for Depay. That's the thing. Like in probably the next year. So any good target man shouts, guys. I'm pretty open to whatever nation and league. I'll see if there's any like foreign nationalities that we haven't covered too much, but I feel like we've gotten most of them. So foreign nationalities, here's another quick look at it. We've got Belgium covered. I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see it properly. We've got Belgium covered. Oh, you guys actually can't see it when I'm that zoomed in. Let's see. There we go. We've got Belgium covered, Brazil, maybe Denmark could be a shout. Denmark or Sweden. Serbia probably have a couple of target man strikers. So yeah, Denmark, Sweden, Serbia, or whatever other nations come through. Let me see this guy. Marko Lazetic. 23 years old. He's at Milan. Contract expiring, though. I'll take your word for it. We'll scout him out. So Denmark, Sweden, Serbia are kind of the three I'm looking at. I don't know if Kasper Dolberg is too old. But he kind of stands out. So these are the players that come through as options. Vlahovic obviously is going to be too high rated. Okay, so Lazetic is a decent shout. Contract expiring at Milan, 85 potential. Very young, so I like that as like a future replacement for Depay. This guy could be a shout. Actually, Denmark has some decent players. This guy from Valvik would be interesting. Fajir from Norgeland on loan from Stuttgart, if I'm not mistaken. Should have a real face scan. Yes. And outside of Isak, Sweden don't really have a good option. So out of this list, what do you guys think? I think Lazetic is a good one. I think Rasmus Højlund, this guy from Atalanta, as well as Bireth could be good shouts. This guy's actually still in the Eredivisie at Valvik, so yeah, I think that's a fairly realistic transfer again. I'll see how Luka Jovic is doing. He might be too old, though. We really want a future replacement for Depay, so I think Jovic is getting too up there in age. He's also at Spurs, so he's doing all right. I like that guy from Valvik, though. I think he might be the one we sign. But yeah, this has been a decent transfer window. I think we found some fairly realistic moves. Some of them didn't work out as much as I would have liked. But I think we've got some decent options in. We just need that realistic offer for Alexis Vega. Pepe loan would be nice, so especially if we're going to bring in a player, let's loan him out for the season, see how he does. If he develops into like an 80+ rating, we'll keep him. Luka Gorna is going to stay. Matson is also going to stay. We loaned out the other dude. Napoli isn't bad. Actually, that's a really fun storyline because Chucky Lozano went from PSV to Napoli. So I like this as an option, actually. I like it a lot. He's literally following the career of Chucky Lozano then, going from Liga MX to PSV to Napoli. Let me see if Chucky is still at Napoli or if he's moved on. That's pretty funny. that Napoli come through. Yeah, so he's transferred to Marseille. I feel like Kvaratskhelia will have transferred away too. No, he's still at Napoli. So, yeah, what do you say about that? Like, Alexis Vega is good enough to play anywhere in the front three, or versatile enough to play anywhere in the front three, so that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. What do you guys think? Should we go for it? I mean, if they had transferred Kvara out, I would say absolutely. I think we're still going to get some offers, but I think it's a good enough storyline, in my opinion. I'm even willing to pay, like, or let him leave for 150. I think 150 is a decent enough price. We don't need the funds anyway, so. I mean, it would be amazing if we could have gotten like 175 to 200 mil, but surely they can pay up 150. Come on, guys. I guess we just accept it at this point. Napoli are getting a deal here. Who was it that... It was Real Madrid that were willing to spend like upwards of 175. They just wouldn't accept on 200. Let's just let him go. All right, how are we doing on squad morale? I think everyone's looking pretty good. So far, so good in the Eredivisie. We've got the UEFA Super Cup coming up. First chance at a trophy. Yeah, Vega to Real Madrid would have been best for funds, but again, we don't really need the funds, do we? So, scouting reports coming in. Branthwaite has 78, Dardai an 80. Who else were we looking at? I think Beerth would be a good striker, guys. I definitely think he could be good. Part of me wants to wait out for these two reports to come in. But this is a realistic move as well. Not the highest potential player. That's the one disadvantage to this guy. And I don't know if he's necessarily a target man. He's quite pacey. He's 6'2". Medium high work rates for this guy, so he seems a little bit more defensive minded. But we'll wait the 11 days and wait on these scouting reports so we can compare. We are not in a rush. And that didn't take long for Vega to leave. Apparently the game thinks that was an excellent deal. I would personally disagree, but... Alright, first chance at a trophy, though. So far our best season has been Eredivisie and Champions League, 2 trophies. We could get up to 4 if we count the Super Cup, the Eredivisie, Champions League, or any other European competition, and the... Let me see if I get this right. I know it's Oranje. Oranje Beker, I believe is how you say it. I had a few comments about it. Let me pause and review this. So it's Oranje
Baker.
Oranje Baker. Almost. So the Oranje Baker. My Dutch isn't going to be perfect. It never will be, but... Yeah, the added money to crew mode definitely goes too high. We shouldn't have 300 million. I wish, like, if there was some feature in crew mode to, like, I don't know, develop your youth academy or insert funds into your stadium, that's what I would be doing. Obviously with PSV, but you unfortunately don't have that added element. Okay, so let's play this match against PSG. We'll do an interactive match sim, see if we can maybe get the dub. They've got a good squad. But in the meantime, guys, I can catch them on chat a little bit. Appreciate the support on the stream today. We've had a pretty consistent viewership, and yeah, again, I'm trying to get these live streams out hopefully once a week to start with. Just finding some sort of schedule would be nice, along with the videos. I feel like a lot of the live streams recently have just been follow-up to the videos, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, if you guys enjoy the video, then you'll probably enjoy the live stream concept as well. Baller, good to see you as well. How are we doing? But I guess this would be a good time as we might be through on goal here. Ooh, the sweat across unsuccessful from Memphis. Do need to update squad numbers as well after this match, but I want to take like a few minutes to maybe look at some potential video ideas. So the next video, I should be out this weekend. It's going to be on a real manager that I'm moving clubs with. Any other concepts you guys want to see? I want to keep looking at like making the videos about either a certain player or a certain manager. I think that's a fun concept that I want to keep building on. Obviously with the PSV one, the storylines were kind of on the club and obviously getting their Champions League success and making them top of the Eredivisie, but also Xavi Simons. I thought it was fun to like track his progress every season. So if there's any particular players, maybe they're Wonder Kids in career mode or ex-Wonder Kids that you think would make for an interesting concept. A Leeds USA one might be in order, yes. Post-World Cup, I have been thinking about that concept. I know it's been done a couple of times on YouTube, but it's still a very fun video, and I think I could add something to it. Baller's doing close at Werder Bremen and Cannavaro at Juve. Okay. Yeah, I think of fun video ideas again. Looking at, I know FIFA 23 doesn't have the best pool of, at least compared to previous years, of like older players. So I'm talking like players that are 34 or older that could make for a manager. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I know the interactive match sim is going on, so I'll keep showing that actually. But of the players that are 34 and older, who could be a real manager? Karim Benzema, maybe. I'm just like, I'm really not seeing it. I could see Luka Modric doing like a rest of the world career mode. I'm not sure if any of his former clubs are in the game. But I feel like former FIFAs had a bigger player pool. Like, you could definitely do something with Zlatan, but in past FIFAs, you could do something with Robin, for example. Could make for an easy manager mode. I just wish you could like still use those players in career mode somehow. What are you guys saying? Rangers, but in the Prem, yeah, that's a concept I've been thinking about doing, Jamie. Maybe putting Celtic and Rangers in the Prem and tracking their progress. So where's Cannavaro managing, Baller? Is it somewhere in Serie A? Because I was looking up his player profile for the Parma video, and I think I saw his manager profile. It's somewhere in Serie A, if I'm not mistaken. We are just unsuccessful on these sweats across. I mean, I feel like we should be able to get the winner purely based off of PSG's stamina bar. It was looking pretty low there towards the end. Let's try to get this winner in extra time, though. I mean, their defense is gassed. Benevento's manager in Serie B. Okay. Yeah, I do want to make some more videos on Serie B. Venezia at some point in time, for sure. Maybe tracking Gianluca Busio. And to be fair, you could do like an American rebuild at Venezia with all the Americans they've signed. Also, if this goes to 120 minutes, still scoreless, I'm doing the shootout. I don't know if Frank Ribery is still in FIFA. I think he got removed. If I'm not mistaken, he retired. Yeah, Ribery got removed. I think it was the October 28th squad update. I could technically still do a rebuild with him, though, because I have a squad file on my Xbox from when FIFA launched. So Gerrard is still at Aston Villa. Things like that. To be fair, Ribery rebuild could be pretty fun. Maybe with a French team or even a German team like Bayern. Dude, how have we not scored a goal here? That was Xavi Simons threw on goal as well at the end. Any late subs? Any late subs? Part of me wants to bring in Raybiger for like one of our defenders just so he can take pens. Yeah, let's just run its course here. Yeah, Buffon, another one. Buffon at Palermo, interesting. Yeah, I guess with Palermo being back in FIFA, they could make for a fun rebuild. I don't know if I'll do a rebuild on them this year just because I did one last FIFA, but oh, I wanted to jump in for these pens too. So, Simons, Pepe. I think all this looks pretty good. Let's get into it, man. Simon's the first one to take it. It looks like he's already loaded up, unfortunately. That is very unfortunate. He tried chipping it down the middle, but we make the save. Okay, we start from the beginning. All right. Come on, Pepe. I'm telling you, man. Mbappe's going down the middle. Nah, top right. Come on, PSV. Let's make a pen. That's a great pen from Junior. And timing, he puts the keeper the wrong way. We need to make a save. Come on, Meyer. David Alba to the left. No, he buries it. They're going top right. That's where they're finishing. Joey Veerman puts the keeper the wrong way again. So we've got to go top right this time, surely. I feel like he might chip. No. All right. The Moroccan Saibari. He does great to get a good green pen. And again, we send the keeper the wrong way. Let's keep it going. We got to make a save now. Yeah, I've also got a save foul with Piqué as manager. Hakimi gassed. He's going top right. No! We almost make that save, bro. He stretched out his hand right at the end. I thought he was going to make the save. But you guys know Hakimi and pens, bro. He's too saucy. He chipped it in the World Cup. He puts that one also down the middle. That was so close, bro. Meyer stretched out his hand. He did his job. Oh, we just dove a little bit too early, I think. Yeah, I get a lot of comments saying, like, you can guess where the player's going to take their pen based off of where their head's facing, but I don't know. I don't have that quick reflexes, to be honest. Yeah, Ramos, Bonucci, Chiellini would make for a fun manager mode for sure. I could honestly see Chiellini in like 5 years as Juve manager. That could actually be a video, because Juve's going through a lot of changes. I know we just did a realistic rebuild on Juve at the start of, or at the end of FIFA 22, but low-key I might do a Juve rebuild because they've got their licenses back in the game for one. They're going through a lot of changes with the board. So those of you that are familiar with Juve, like, what are the major changes and, like, what's the change in direction for the club? I know basically their entire board is gone. So I'm not sure what exactly would change with, like, their strategy. I would expect some signings in January. But I'm not sure, like, what would change with the club going forward. Yeah, Chiellini managing Juve seemed like a typical move. I mean, they had Pirlo as manager as well. And I know Chiellini's done like a lot of courses at university for, I think, coaching or sports management, something like that. But guys, I think I might be calling the stream there and maybe picking things up one more time with another live stream with PSV so we can finish out this season. We could see some more transfers at the beginning of next stream. I'm not sure if we want to make any more, but we still got that striker decision to make. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, guys. I'm gonna leave it there for now because we're over the 2-hour mark. I've got a little bit more work to do on the next video. And then we can do one more live stream with PSV to finish this concept. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Appreciate all of you that tuned in today. And let's see when the next stream would be. So what's the World Cup schedule look like? We got games Friday and Saturday, right? So World Cup games Friday and Saturday. Hopefully a video on Sunday. Is there World Cup on Monday? Tuesday is the next World Cup game. So I might do that. I might do video on Sunday, live stream on Monday, and kind of go from there. I think that's the plan. And yeah, we can pick that up in the next stream, make the decision on what striker to sign. Yeah, I believe there's a third place game on Saturday as well, Jamie. The consolation final. But yeah, I'm going to call it there, guys. Appreciate you tuning in for the live stream. And yeah, if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe, like, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. I'll catch you guys in the next one.